Hi, a very good morning, all of you guys. Hope all of you can hear me. Anyone, guys, can you please confirm? Is I'm audible? Is I'm audible, guys? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We can hear
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So, guys, uh, yeah, just before starting the session. So, Um, yes, guys, this is Vamsi here. So maybe some of you have may attended the yesterday's workshop. Yesterday, I just conducted a free workshop. It's not going to be any the main implementation. Even if you didn't attend yesterday's workshop, there is no need to worry about that because it's an yesterday is just a workshop to get some something a little bit some awareness about a data science, like what is data science, we just clarified some few questions like what is AI, what is machine learning, how much extent the maths is required, what are the prerequisites of this particular course. So just a given a little bit idea about what is exactly the data science is going to be. Okay. Fine. So as I told you guys, from today onwards, it is going to be some kind of a demo sessions. So 4 classes I'm going to take in, guys. So you can join it free of cost. No need to register anything. No need to pay any for these particular demo classes, guys. So once if the demos are completed, so once if you are satisfied with our course curriculum and what is our the way of teaching, the way of how we are training the people, so if you're satisfied, then you can start learning and all these things. We can do that. So this is the yesterday's whatever the discussion we have done in the yesterday's free workshop, guys. Just a 1 hour I've taken, just a few points, like just a small topic, small applications, just exactly what is data science will do, etc. We have done. Okay, nothing relation with that. There is nothing correlation. There is nothing relation with that. So once again, quickly I'll tell you guys. The Actually, this is whatever the 5:30 we are conducting is only just a demo classes. Just for a 4 days, we're going to take it, guys. 3 to 4 days or hardly, maybe a 1 week I'm going to take it. Regular classes is from 6:30 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. to which is going to be at to up to 8 a.m. guys. This is your regular class timing. Only for these demo classes only, you have to attend 5:30 a.m. to which is going to be this is a regular class timing, guys. This is a regular class timing, and this batch was already started, guys. So only just as some basics has been got completed. So just we want to add some more students to our batch. Generally, what we are going to do is we'll just I will just what we are going to do is we are going to take a add-on batches, what we are going to call it as. So 5:30 to 6:30 a.m. is going to be your whatever the add-on batch. This is your demo session, guys. So hardly if you attend 3 or 4 days of time here, I'm going to teach you some concepts. So there with that particular concepts, you can join along with this 6:30 a.m. batch. You can join them, guys, because they are in the very basic beginning only. Only thing is just a few concepts has been got completed, like a little bit basic concepts of Python has completed. So after I'll tell you when to join the 6:30 a.m. So once both 6:30 a.m. batch people and you guys, whenever you are in the same page or whenever you are on the same level, so I'm going to add up you to that particular 6:30 a.m. batch. I'll tell you when we have to join and what are the things which I have discussed. So both will be on the same page, guys. Then you can just join the batch. You can join at 6:30 and you can continue with the regular classes. I just started with the basic Python concepts only. I'll tell you what topics has been covered. So today and tomorrow, I'm going to take the data science demo only. Completely data science demo, I'm going to take it. Data science demo, I'm going to take it. And after that, you can start, you can 1 or 2 days, I'll just take some concepts of Python, whatever that are already covered in 6:30 a.m. batch and regular batch, I will cover that so that everyone will be on the same page and you can join that particular batch. Okay. Anyhow, in the next week, we have some holidays regarding some Dasara. 3 or 4 days we'll be having a holidays. Meanwhile, you can just go through the recording videos and all these things, and you can just you can come to the same level and you can join along with them itself. Okay, fine. So that's it, guys. Anyone, guys, any questions if you have just before starting the session, I'll clarify them and then I will go ahead, guys. Any questions? Anyone? if you have any questions. Okay. Right, guys. Okay, so just let us go ahead, guys. So I think just a quickly, maybe all of you have been, some of you may be known about me, but because yesterday or maybe in a previous classes, you may have joined my, you may have joined my demo sessions. So maybe knowing about me, just a quickly, I don't want to take any much time, just a 2 minutes, guys. So just it is about me, about myself. This is Vamsi Krishna Guttula here. So having around 20 plus years of experience, closer to 20 years, not 20 plus, it is almost all 20 years of experience. So you can utilize all these 20 years of experience, guys. I was a highly expert, I was an very highly expertise. I also expect all the participants to be at the same level what I am doing. So it's not just like a 1 day or not a 1 year experience. You can, so it's my all my 20 years of experience. So I will be using, I will be doing very fastly, very easily. I will be working with all the things. So you guys may be thinking about like how Vamshi is doing about all these things. A lot of difference between you and me. So I'm having around some 20 years of experience. So mainly my 20 years of experience is all on the data related technologies. I didn't move from some people like testing to data science, Java to data science. They will be moving like that. But I was completely from data related technologies. So highly expertise in the database management like Oracle databases, SQL Server, MySQL databases. And after that, also expertise in database administrations like how to take the backups. All these are necessary, guys. Even directly may not use it, but up to some extent, even for a data science expert also, some little bit database knowledge, a little bit database administration, a little bit about business intelligence, big data systems. And from the last 7 years, almost all it was 7 years, 6 plus years, I was working on data science related technologies. And my complete certifications, if I just show my expertise, I done one certification program from IIIT Hyderabad on an advanced certification on AI and ML. And apart from that, I was also collaborated as of now, just like how I was a consultant trainer for DurgaSoft. So as a DurgaSoft, I was a consultant trainer. I will be responsible for taking the session, start the session, and complete the session, whatever the course curriculum, and also has been, I was also has been collaborated with XLR. So XLR is also just like same like DurgaSoft. It is also a little bit corporate level, like you know that no, like upgrade, you may be knowing about that, like great learnings. We are having talent sprint, same as it is. We are having something like an XLR is going to be there. So generally, XLR is going to be collaborates with like which is going to be some kind of an expertise, and they will take the whatever the training program. Specifically, XLR is mostly into data science, business analyst, and data analyst course curriculums. So these upgrades are a little bit higher level. They will be collaborates with IIMs, IITs, triple ITs. Those they will collaborate it like upgrade, great learnings. Those courses are a little bit very high costly, more than 2 lakhs. Here also in XLR also, only for data analyst role itself, they will be charging around 50K, 54,999. This is their price is going to be. So itself, that means you can see like how much level there will be different scenarios. LMS systems will be there. Everything they will upload it. Their materials will be given by them, recording videos, references, everything we also give you. But our self is going to be different because everybody cannot afford to pay some around 50,000 for a particular course. 50, I think total course if you join in data analyst and data science, they will charge you 1 lakh rupees. Okay, so I was collaborated with XLR. So mainly I'll deliver the trainings on MySQL. So here I'm delivering the trainings on MySQL, and it is on Power BI and data science. So these are my mainly the three different subjects currently I'm delivering from the XLR. You can just find it off. You can find the XLR. You can just open XLR and you can just verify. There is an XLR website will be there. So you can just go to XLR and we can type it. Just for a timing, just if you want to know, I can tell you. So this is about this particular XLR, right? So this was the XLR, mostly online, offline classes. Currently, both there are currently delivering. And these are going to be the website of that. You can verify like how the course curriculum, as I told you, know, data science course curriculum. So these are all the tools. So these are also what we are going to be learning. Most of the, whatever the concepts, if we can say our course curriculum is also there. Let MySQL was not there in our course curriculum. That's it. Except MySQL, remaining all of them are going to be there as part of our course curriculum. If you want, you can just verify. So the cost is going to be this much is going to be cost. So it is 54,999 as I told you. If you want to combine, they have to data analyst plus data science course. So they will be charging 84,999. They are charging it approximately. So these are the something about the course curriculum. Check it out. What are the course curriculum if you verify? So almost all whatever the course curriculum we are offering, the same thing as it is, it will be there. At least so you can find the difference, but at least 80% to 90% it will be the same. Only just a 10% maybe a different here now. Okay, but here there is a mixture of both ILT, that is instructor-led trainings, and some of the trainings will be they will give the videos. You have to learn from the videos only. So you can see that. So what they will do is some classes, there will be instructor is going to be there. For some courses, like if you take about some courses, you have to learn. They will provide the videos. You have to learn from the videos. But here it is end to end. It is an instructor-led training only. So I will be delivering the training starting from the beginning up to the last class. Up to the last class, I will be the only trainer who I'm going to deliver the trainings for you. Okay, fine. So let us come to the technical aspects. So we don't want to waste any time. So just like a technical aspects, let us come to, okay, what so many people are having in doubt, like what is data science? What is going to be a data science? So many people thinks that it is a language or it is a technology. What exactly it is really, that means unless and until you don't start your learning journey towards the data science or in the data science, those people will have a little bit idea about that. Really, what is exactly we are going to be using in a data science? And so many people ask me like, what is AI system? What is a machine learning? What is a deep learning? Yes, obviously all these are going to be correlated. AI, ML, DL, all these are correlated. There is some relationship is there, but in the first class itself, you cannot understand what exactly it means to say. What is AI? What is ML? What is DL? You will slowly you will understand the concept, guys. Okay. So today, as part of the introduction, as I told you, 2 days I'll take related to data science. After the 2 days, I'm going to cover some concepts of Python I will cover. After that, you can join the 6:30 a.m. batch. Okay. So easy to say, today we are going to start with something about a machine learning, because the main important is going to be machine learning. Machine learning is a part of AI. So that means if we are learning machine learning means we are also learning one part of AI concept only, because machine learning is a subset of AI. Just check it out. What is AI versus machine learning? If you check in the online, it says that machine learning is a subset of AI. So if you are learning machine learning means you are learning some concepts of AI only. It is one concept. It is one module of AI. Okay. So what is machine learning, guys? What is meaning of machine learning means? Simple to say that machines are going to learn from the data or learn from the past. Sorry, guys. Once again, I'm saying machine learning. What is machine learning? We don't learn from the machines. Machines are going to learn from what? From the past. Okay. So what the machine learning is saying is, whatever, just give the data, whatever the data that was there, just past whatever the data was there, give it to us. So data was given to the machine. I'll tell you the scenario. Data was given to the machine. Machines are going to learn from that particular data, and it is going to give you some kind of an insights. Insights mean nothing, but it is going to get you some kind of a knowledge from the data. Based on the knowledge, we can do some kind of an prediction. Based on that, we can do some kind of a prediction. So this is what exactly a machine learning process is going to take place. So give some data to the machine. Machine is going to learn. Okay, so if everything is done by the machine, then what is my work here now? Okay, so why the companies are paying that much huge amounts for these data science experts? So simply if you give the data to the machine, machine is learning, machine is getting the insights. Based on that, we can directly do the predictions. So here, the mainly the machine learning depends on whatever the learning of machine is going to be depends on how we have given the data. So machine learning experts is going to do that particular task. what data we have to give it to the machine. So if I give what data, if I give which data to the machine can learn efficiently. So all these things are going to be decided by, that will be done by the machine learning experts. And apart from that, machines won't learn automatically by themselves. There will be something called as machine learning algorithms will be there. So mainly as a machine learning expert, you have to study these algorithms only. So I'll explain. My expertise is on the algorithms concept only. Without knowing what is that algorithm and how the algorithm will works. So if you apply, you can apply, guys. There is no doubt. To a person, without explaining what is a algorithm or without knowing what is and how the algorithm will works, you give some training saying that this is how the machine learning is going to be done. Yes, he can do the training, he can make the machines to learn. But those machines cannot learn efficiently. If machine learns efficiently, it can take a efficient decision, it can be gets taken about that. Then only the machines can learn properly. Then only the machines can take a decisions properly. Otherwise, wrong learning, wrong predictions, and wrong evaluations are going to be gets done here now. It won't work efficiently. So that's why we have to know like which algorithms has to be used in which scenario. So which algorithms are going to be best in which scenarios? There are some algorithms are there, guys. But nowadays, everyone has started doing some research on the, though they are not expertise in machine learning. So you have a plan to start your learning of data science. So what you guys are doing is, what most of the guys are doing is, first they are checking with the online, like what is machine learning first of all. So there are a lot of videos are there. At least some terminologies they're able to find out. Then they will find out the best wherever the training is provided in proper way. Yes, I can learn this data science. These are the things I have to learn. Okay, I can learn. Once you decided that you can learn the data science, then you will check with a proper training institute or a training companies, and then you are going to join them. So you may hear about that. Machine learning algorithms are going to be the most important. So if a machine has to learn with the help of a particular algorithm only, the machines are going to learn from the data. So what are those algorithms? We'll decide it later. Let me tell you a simple scenario. So like what are the use cases of that? That means what is the necessity? Why the machine has to learn? If the machine has to learn, if a machine learns the data, so where exactly we can use this case? So let us talk about, observe carefully. I'll tell you about a one simple scenario. What is the scenario here is easy because everybody can understand the scenario. The first scenario is, let us speak to a bank person. So let us speak to a person who was working in a bank. Let us say that who is working in a loans department. Let us talk to a person who is working in the loan department. You ask him, let us say that. Let us ask him, tell me, how do you decide like which customers are given a loan or which customers will be given the loan? So whenever a customer is applied for a loan, how do you decide the loan approval? How do you decide the loan approval to a particular customer? It's going to be, how do you decide the loan approval to a particular customer? Let us talk to a bank person who is working in a loans department. If we have anyone who is working in the loans department, so ask them, tell me, how do you decide how we are going to decide the customer loan approval? Then simply he says that we don't do anything. We have an AI system was there. So we have an AI system. That system is going to decides. The AI system is going to decide the loan approval to which customer the loan has to be given and to which customer the loan should not be given. So that is going to be decided by one AI system. It will say that. He says like that. There is an AI system is there which is going to decide the loan approval. But the person does not knows what exactly internally happens. He knows only that there is an AI system is there in the bank. That system is going to decides to whom the loan should be given. So whenever a customer applies a loan, a customer has applied a loan. Let us say that a customer applies a loan. So apply a loan. A customer applied a loan. He will enter some details. So his details will be entered. Some details will be collected from online resources and some data will be there with the bank, and some data the customer is going to give the loan. He is going to give the inputs. Immediately his details will go to AI, the AI system, and immediately the AI system will say that, yes, your loan is going to be approved, else it says that the loan is not approved. For example, the AI system decides that the loan is approved. Immediately, the customer is going to get a message saying that, congratulations, your loan has been got approved. But whenever the AI system says that it is no, so then says that, sorry to inform that the loan application has been not approved. So how the AI system is nothing but simple a computer itself will be there. AI system means there is a computer will be there. So they will feed the data to that computer. The computer is going to decide it. But how the AI system knows, that it is going to be, how the AI system knows that to which customer I have to give the loan, to which customer I should not give the loan. How the AI system is going to works. So before that, what has been happened in the background is, first of all, that machine, that whatever the AI system I'm talking about, you will be having your past customers data, right? Your past customers data. So to whom we have given the loans. Okay. And among that, who has paid the EMS promptly, who has not paid the EMS promptly, we already know about them. Obviously, humans also, guys, whenever we want to take a decision, so we'll always check for the past. In past, what has been happened? For example, if you want to travel in a road, for example, in a route, how do you go to your office? You are from your home to the office. So let us say that you know that like you have taken a different routes every day in the beginning. After that, we'll decide which route is going to be the best. It is nothing but you have learned something. That is also called as a learning. If I take this route, so the distance will be more, but traffic will be less. So time of commute is going to be less. If I take this particular route, or if I start at so and so time, so there will be so much traffic will be there. Distance may be shortest, but commute time is going to be more. So how you generally learn from your past experience, same based on that concept only, this data science is working. The data science says also the same thing. We will learn from the past. You have to tell me the past. What has been happened? So these are my past customers' data. So we have all their details, their ages, their salaries, okay, how much loan amount we have been given, for what purpose the loan has been given, all this, whatever the purpose of loan, so many details are there. And apart from that, we also have a concept of, we have a column of status. So what is this loan status? So is particular loan status is going to be, let us say that customer has paid the EMS promptly within the time. Yes, he is a non-defaulter. And if a customer didn't pay the EMS promptly, then he will be called as a defaulter. So the defaulters in a bank, every bank will have a defaulters. So they don't pay the EMS promptly, or they taken the loan and they stopped paying the EMS, they stopped paying the EMIs. Not immediately. For example, loan duration is 5 years. 3 years he paid the EMS promptly, but after 3 years he stopped paying the EMS. He stopped paying his EMIs. He was called as a defaulter. So what my AI system says is, what is my machine learning says is, tell me the past customers data. Give me the past customers data to the machine. The machine studies the data. The machine studies the data, and it will find out, like, is there any relationship between age and the status, or which age of people are becoming having a high chances of the whatever the defaulters, or which type of salaries, or if the customer is having that much less salary less than 50K or salary less than 60K. So it will tell you some kind of an insights, guys. It will learn from this data, and it will tell you how this status is going to be decided, or how this status is depending on this age, salary, amount, and this particular what is the purpose of the loans. It will tell you the relationship between, it will identify the relationship between this particular status and whatever the variables and whatever the columns we have. It will tell you, like, just an example I'm saying that it will tell you the people who are having a age between 32 years to which is going to be 36 years, okay, and whose salary is going to be, let us say, less than, for example, 60K, and having a loan amount is going to be more than, which is going to be 5 lakhs, and whose duration is going to be less than 5 years or less than 3 years. So these customers are going to be having a high chances of, they don't say that, machine never says that he will be a defaulter, but machine says like this, 80% chances that he is a defaulter. The machine is going to get you this kind of an insights. Now, whenever a new customer applies a loan, it checks his details. Is these details are matching with any one of them? So yes, his age is also 36 years, 35 years, between 30 to 36 years. Yes, his salary is less than 60K. He is asking for a loan amount more than 5 lakhs and having a duration less than 30 years or 3 years. Then the machine says that 80% chances that he is a defaulter, so loan is not approved. No, loan approval is going to be no. See how it is going to work, guys. So the machine is going to learn. The machines are trained. The machines are trained to take a decision. So that what is an AI system? An AI system is going to be tells you or which is going to predicts you whether to give a loan, whether not to give a loan. But how it is done? With the help of something called as a machine learning. So machines are going to be trained just like how we went to the school and we have learned something, isn't it? We have learned something. So with the help of under the supervision of teachers. Yes, absolutely. In our machine learning also, guys, we are having some kind of a learning mechanisms. I'll tell you later. Wait, right now it is not required. We are having two types of learnings will be there. One is a supervised learning and the other one is going to be unsupervised learning. Do you check it out? In internet, you check it out. How many types of machine learnings are there? There are three types of machine learnings are there. One is supervised, unsupervised, and which is going to be the other one is going to be the reinforcement learning. So whatever we have learned in our school days, it is going to be supervised learning. Somebody is there to monitor. Somebody is there to help you, saying that, yes, this is learning. Whatever you learn is correct. Whatever you learn is wrong. How the teachers are going to train the students and how the students are going to learn from the teachers. Machine learning is also quite related to the same thing, guys. So as a machine learning expert, what is my main job? As a machine learning expert, my main job is to train the machine. Machine is going to learn. But for that, we have to give the training. Not only train the machine, how much efficiently it has learned. So evaluate. Evaluate means conduct some test, give some exam. So how the teachers are going to evaluate the students. So teacher explain you the concept in our school days. So after we have learned some concepts in the class, to test, to evaluate ourselves, what they will do, they are going to conduct some kind of a test. They will give some exam to us. So we have to take up that exam and we have to answer them. So how many marks we have got? So 80%. So you have been learned 80%. Whatever you have learned is 80% extent you are going to be, you have learned about that. Same as it is here also, guys. We'll give the marks, but we don't call them as marks here. We are going to call them as scores. What is your score? How much score you have got? I given you a task. So how much extent you have been able to accomplish that particular task? How much extent you are able to identify it correctly? So I'm going to give you some kind of a scores. There are different type of scores are there. So depending on the task, we are going to call them as a different scores. Yes, we are having something called as an accuracy score. And we are going to be having, so different scores are there. So if you want, you can just check it out. What are the different scores in machine learning? What are the different type of scores? These are going to be some different types of scores will come. So it is going to be accuracy score, balanced accuracy score. We are having something called as an R squared value or R squared score, what we can call it as. And apart from that, there are so many are there. It is going to be something called as an precision score. We are going to call them as which is going to be recall score. There are different type of scores will be there. With the help of these particular scores only, we will decide how efficiently the machine has learned, how efficiently, how much evaluation. I will evaluate the machine learning models and I will decide that, yes, this is a good model which was able to predict it correctly. So it is predicting us, isn't it? So to whom I have to give the loan. So this person is going to be having a high chances of defaulter. So 80% chances that he will become a defaulter. It's not saying that he is a defaulter. 80% chances that he could be a defaulter. So don't give a loan to that. It's predicting. It's going to be all about predicting, guys. So understand the past and based on you can do some kind of a prediction what could happen here now. That is, guys, that is going to be what is an AI system they will say about that. AI system means something like, don't think that there is something like a robotics or robotic science and all these things. Nothing is there, guys. It is all about the data science, all about a machine learning. So a system which was, what is AI? A system which is taking a decisions just like a humans. Generally, the definition of AI is very simple. So AI system is nothing but, which is going to be nothing but what we generally say is they are going to be behaves. That means they will mimic the humans. They are going to be mimics the humans. So they will take a decisions just like the humans. How it is going to be gets done? How it is going to be gets done? First of all, the AI systems need some training. Directly, the machines directly they don't take a decision directly. First of all, they need some training. So nowadays also, now whenever I'm working for a company, now let us say I was working for a company, how I was able to take a decisions. So I have learned all these things in my school days, college days, in universities. So I have learned with my experience. I got all this knowledge. So whenever if anybody has given some query to me, or just like some example, some task they have been given to me. So how I was able to solve that particular task, how I was able to accomplish that particular task. So I already learned in my school days, in my college days, and I already have some experience on that. I have 20 years of experience. So I know how to solve it. Same as it is, machine learning also, they are going to learn from the past data and they are going to be they are able to do all that kind of a predictions in the future. Then obviously you get it out. Like, sir, can't humans cannot do this exam? Can't the humans cannot do this task? Yes, humans also can do the task. But the problem here is the data. The problem is with your data, guys. So what is the main problem with your data is some years before 20, if I talk about 20 years before, 15, 20 years before, at the time, the data is a very small data, guys. At that time, the data was very small data, but now the problem with the data is size of the data. The data has been very huge size they have been. Why? Because now companies are storing every data, guys. The companies are storing every kind of a data, whether it is useful, not useful. They are not thinking about that. Simple, whatever the data that is possible, they are capturing the data. Whatever the data that is getting generated, they are storing the data. Previously, the companies are not like that. Only the data which is that is required, only that particular data only there is to capture it. But nowadays it is not like that. They're completely storing every information, every possibility they are storing there. So it is going to be the size of the data. Why? Because why they're able to store the data? Because you know that storage has become very cheaper. Nowadays, if we compare with 10, 15 years back, so coming to the technology wise, so you need not to talk about technology wise when you talk about history means. No need to talk about 1970s, 1980s. Previously, we used to say like that in 1970s, 1980s, okay, 1960s, we used to talk about that. But in technology wise, you need not to talk about 20 years, 30 years, 50 years back. Hardly the technology change has been taken from the last 10, 15 years back, guys. Within 10, 15 years only. So we are able to say, I've seen it, guys. Completely, I've seen it. You guys may not seen about that. Every technology, whatever the technologies we have seen. So I've seen the people writing the Java program in a notepad. I have seen the people who are writing who used to write the Java program in a notepad. Nowadays, ask a person to write a Java program in a notepad, 90% they will fail, guys. 90% they will fail. 90%, more than 95% of people will fail writing a program in a Java, writing a Java program in a notepad. Because notepad is only just a text editor. It won't guide you anything. It won't guide you anything. It won't recommend anything. Wherever the error is there, we can't debug it. But people are habituated with using some IDEs. Now the people are writing the program in Eclipse. Eclipse is a very simple IDE, guys. Even now, even in our Python also, we are going to be using an IDE only. It recommends what is going to be the next word. Nowadays, everybody is depending on the auto completion. Once if you press some tab keys, etc., automatically it will fill the remaining things. Development part has become very easy. Okay, so I have seen the people who written the program in a Java program in a notepad. Try it, guys. If anybody knows Java, at least try to write a simple hello world program, printing hello world program in a notepad and try to compile it and try to execute it. Maximum even they write the program also, they don't know how to compile and how to execute the program also. Why? Because everything they will do it by using Eclipse. Eclipse is an IDE, but try to write a program in a notepad and try to compile it and try to execute it. Maximum people, 90% of them will fail. More than, I can say, more than 95% of the people will fail. You ask anybody who knows Java, ask them to write a Java program in a notepad and ask them to compile that particular program and try to execute the program without using Eclipse. Without using any IDE, ask them to execute it. 95% they will fail, guys. So that's a technology wise, it is hardly 10, 15 years back. No need to go 1500 years back and 200 years back. There is nothing there is that much history is not required. Yes, data size has been became huge size of data, guys. So size of the data is going to be very large data sets. So terabytes of data, petabytes of data. So we are having exabytes, zettabytes. So we are able to store as much data we are able to store it with a small cost. Previously, the cost is very high, but now the cost has been become very cheaper. The cost is has been drastically it is decreased. So that's why companies are storing every data that is possible. They are thinking that yes, you may be getting some kind of an information from that. And as able to the data science people, data analyst people are saying that any kind of a data you give me, so we are going to give you some kind of an insights. We are going to tell you some kind of a stories from that. So that's why store every data. We'll analyze every kind of a data we used to analyze it. So one is going to be size of the data, that is volume of the data. And second problem here is type of the data. Previously, we used to have only structured data, only we used to get it. But nowadays, we have got structured data and even some kind of an unstructured data also has been 80% of your real data that's stored is your unstructured format. It's completely an unstructured format. So converting all that unstructured into structured format is a little bit hard for us. So that is the reason why the humans are unable to do all this kind of a work. Previously, humans used to do, guys, when the data is a very small in size and whenever the data is in structured format. But after the data size has been exponentially, it was increased. Exponentially, it was increased. It's not just like a linear increase. Exponentially, it has been got increased, and the data also started storing. The people, the companies, thus all the people are trying to store the data which is structured and unstructured and semi-structured data. So that is one of the reason why the people are unable to manually do all these kind of an analytics. So that's why we are taking the machines, help of the machines. So machines can do more accurate. Machines can do more accurately than humans. Obviously, we know that more accurate than humans, more accurate than humans it is going to be. Okay. So previously I told you one example now. So how the banks, previously how the banks used to decide to whom the loan should be given. So they used to take all the customers' details. They used to do some analysis. Okay, this customer is capable to pay the EMS promptly or not. They used to do some analysis on that and then they used to come to a conclusion. But nowadays, the bank people are not taking any effort on that, just feeding the data to the machine, hiring a data scientist. So data scientist is going to do all this work. He will train his machine and he will come to a conclusion that my model works 95% accurately. So if I said defaulter, don't give the loan, 95% chances that he is a defaulter only. Okay, if I say he is not a defaulter, 95% chances that he is not a defaulter, you can give a loan. So more accurate than humans. And one more thing is going to be faster. It is faster than humans, guys. It is faster than humans. So sometimes you see the news, guys, because maybe you guys may not have seen that. Previously, in the newspapers every day, there used to be some research articles used to come. Research articles used to come. I used to see like somewhere around 15 years back. So around some 15 years back, I used to see the news saying that hardly 10, 15 years back, guys, 10 to 15 years back. So we used to see, read some articles in the newspapers saying that, let's say some research, like some so and so protein is responsible for, it's a diabetic. So this is a reason for a diabetic, or this is a reason for which is going to be so and so healthcare, something related to that. So they used to, in the article, they used to say that so and so person has research done at the university for 25 years. So that means what they used to do is they used to collect the data for 25 years of time and they used to analyze that particular data. So, but nowadays, what they are saying here is they are saying that it is going to be from the last 3 to 4 years they are doing they have done the research and they have came to a conclusion. So previously it used to take some 15 to, which is going to be 25 years research they used to do. But now they are able to do it within 3 to 4 years of time. How it is possible this? How it is possible? So obviously this is the one of the reason, the machine learning is one of the reason which is making their analytics very easy. So analytics was becoming easy here now. So previously the humans used to take some years of data, and that too the data was generated very slowly. But nowadays data has been generated very fastly. They was able to generate it. And one of the scenario which we have seen in our recent years is going to be the COVID vaccine. So the COVID vaccine they used to be. So whenever they want to develop a vaccine for a particular disease or a virus, so they have to do a lot of research. So they should have some data. They will have to clinical data will be there, and they used to analyze the data. Hope you remembered. So while the during the COVID has came, initially they used to talk about the vaccine. They used to say that minimum 18 months is required for research, and after that another 18 months for this one. So minimum it will take 2 to 3 years of time to get a vaccine. But within 6 months of COVID pandemic has started, so we have got a vaccine. So Russia has been the first, I think, no, Russia was then the first, the country which has developed the vaccine first of all. Within 6 months, they have got the data. So how they are able to develop a vaccine within 6 months of time? So it is done by the clinical analysis. The SaaS softwares and all these things has been helped the companies to develop it. Obviously, machine learning has played a very important role there. So the machine learning is going to be analyzes the data. It will tell you all the complex patterns. So it can analyze, it can study the data. So complex patterns cannot be identified by the humans. So what is the difference between machines learning from the data and the humans learning from the data is, so the problem is humans will take more time and they cannot handle a large volumes of data. But machines can handle large volumes of data, and it can handle any type of the data, size of the data, volume of the data, that is size and volume of the data, what type of data it is going to be more accurately, and which is going to be faster than the humans. So machines are doing it, guys. For example, if I give a small example, just an example to say that. So yesterday I have given one small example, guys. Okay, some data. Just I given a small data yesterday. What is the data? I forgot about. Just once again, I can recollect once. So the data is going to be something like this, guys. So I have taken some Uber rides. Okay. So see this. This is going to be the distance what I have traveled. So you know that no, they will apply some peak charges. So if it's a peak time or a non-peak time, I didn't taken a complex data. I've taken a very small data we have been taken. So distance, peak time, and it is going to be charges. So distance travel is going to be 5 kilometers and it is a peak time. So they said one stands for it is a peak time. So they have charged me 65 rupees. They have been charged. But in a 8 kilometers I travel, but it is a non-peak time. They have charged 64 rupees. Okay, the data is very easy to understand it. That's it's a very simple data. I travel for 7 kilometers with a peak time of one. Peak time is one. Peak time is one means it's a peak time, and it is going to be they charged me 81 rupees. So I travel for 10 kilometers during a peak time only. They charged me 105 rupees. Now, this is a very small data, guys. It's very small data. Now, if I want to know how these charges are decided, I want to know how you are going to how you are going to calculate these charges. Obviously, we know that charges depends on the distance. How much distance you travel, more the distance you travel, more the charges. But how much you are charging, I want to know that. And apart from that, how the peak time. So if it is a peak time, how much you are going to charge more. So yesterday example I have shown you. Just a minute, just quick a minute. So if anybody wants to, if anybody has missed the yesterday's class, don't worry. Yesterday just conducted a small workshop. So it is not a real practical example. Just to show like what is machine learning, I just given this particular example. Okay, let it start. So how the charges are going to be, I want to know how these charges is going to be varying with respect to the distance and the whatever the peak time it is. So this is what we want to do that. So this is just I want to represent that how it is related. So how these charges are going to be decided based on the distance and the peak time. So you can see the data. So if I travel for 8 kilometers, there are charging for 64 rupees. Just an example. That means there only you can understand that they are charging 8 kilometers per, 8 rupees per a kilometer. For each kilometer, they are charging 8 rupees. 8 into 8, 64. But then 5 into 8, it should be 40. But why they charge it 65 rupees? The extra 25 rupees is nothing but during the peak time. Same thing happens here now. 7 into 8, 7 into 8, 56, plus it is going to be 25. So it is 81 rupees. 10 into which is going to be 8, 80 rupees, plus which is going to be, this is going to be plus 25. So it is going to be 105. That means I can represent this as charges is equal to the distance multiplied by 8 plus the peak time. So peak time into which is going to be nothing but it's a 25 rupees. So I can represent this in a mathematical equation like this, guys. So charges is equal to distance into 8 plus peak into which is going to be 25. This is, I call it as coefficient for distance. This is a coefficient for peak. So this, how I decided this, I didn't done it manually. Here I done it manually. But if you give this data to the machine, for example, if banter of only 4 records and data is a very simple pattern, you are able to study it. But if the data is a very huge data, and that too, it does not depends only on the charges. They also depends on some other factors also. So what type of cab we have taken? They call it no economy. They call it as premium. We are going to call it different types of what is going to be cab type, how much is the traveling distance, what is your location, all this. There are so many other factors will be there. So yesterday what I did is you give the charges, you give the distance, you give the peak time. The machine is going to learn it and machine will tell you that the coefficient of distance is 8 and the coefficient for peak is going to be 25. These numbers, the machine is going to tell you. These are called as coefficients. So what are the weights? What are the weights we have been given? That is what the machine is going to decide it, guys. So yesterday's program only, I'll show you once quickly. So where is my yesterday's program? I think this one. Maybe this is a program what I have written yesterday. Just don't worry. I just written a small code only. I didn't written any lengthy code. No, it's not this code. Just a second. Yesterday only I done it, right? 19 hours ago, maybe this file. Yesterday morning at 10 o'clock we have taken, right? Yeah. Same example, guys. So just nothing is there. I just written the code. What is the code means? This is going to be the code what we have to write it. So the machine has to train means the machine has to learn something means we have to write some kind of a code. No. So same code. Whatever the data I have shown you there, the same data. 5 kilometers, peak time, the charge is 65 rupees. 8 kilometers, 64. You give any data, the machine is going to learn. Any data, if you want, you can check it out, guys. You give the data, the machine is going to learn. See, this is what the machine is going to be learning. That's it, guys. This is the code what I have written it. But in real applications with the larger data set, that is not that much simple. We have to study, we have to analyze the data, and we have to do a lot of work. So anyhow, just a minute. It's executing. Just we imported some libraries and see, I've given the data. I've given the data, distance and the peak. You have to study the charges. Yes, machine has learned the data, guys. See, guys, the same thing it has said, 8 and 25. So 8 is a coefficient for the distance, 25 is a coefficient for the peak. Leave this, whatever the intercept value is going to be there. It is nothing but, hope you remembered, y equal to wx, y equal to mx plus c. In our school days, we have learned the equation of a line, y equal to mx plus c. That concept it is going to be, guys. That is going to be the concept what it is going to be talking about. You change the data, you can just check it out. Easily you can check it out. Whatever the data you want to change, give some pattern, but follow some pattern. Just don't give random numbers. Follow some pattern and give that particular pattern. For example, there are charging 10 rupees. Let us say that. So 10 plus, which is going to be 5 into 10, 50. 50 plus 25. For example, it is 75 rupees. For example, it is 8 into 10. It is going to be 80 rupees. Otherwise, let us make it 80 rupees here now. So let us say that peak time is 30 rupees. For every kilometer, they will charge us 10 rupees. So 8 into 10, 80 rupees. 8 into 10, it is going to be 80 rupees. So 5 into 10, 50 plus 30. That is also 80 rupees. Even for 8 kilometers also, they charge 80 rupees. But because it is a non-peak time. 7 into which is going to be 10, 70, 70 plus 30, which is going to be 100 rupees they have charged. 10 into 100, which is going to be 10 into 10, 100. 100 plus which is going to be 30, 130 rupees. So I didn't give any complex pattern, but give complex pattern, machine will learn. So this is the data what they have been given. So I travel for 5 kilometers, they charge 80 rupees during the peak time. They travel for 88 kilometers, they charge me 80 rupees even in a non-peak time. So make the machine to learn it. Machine is going to tell you the quotient. What is the quotient now? 10 and which is going to be 30 is a quotient. See there? Easily the machine is learning. I didn't done anything. I didn't written any code. I just feeding the data to the machine. Machine was able to learn it, guys. So that is what here this linear regression, what I'm talking is your machine learning algorithm. It is one of the algorithm. The algorithm will help the machine to study the data. So mainly the main concept here is what is linear regression, how it will works, how do we evaluate it, so what are the maths behind them. That is the main important thing we have to learn. Applying a machine learning algorithm is very easy. Anybody can learn it without having any confusion. But only thing is, if you want to control that algorithm, obviously we have to require some kind of an expertise is required. Without that, the machines will learn, but it will not be an efficient learning. Machines are going to learn, but it is not going to be, which does not efficiently, it is going to learn about that. Okay. So that is going to be the basic idea of how we are going to be gets working with this kind of an applications. Okay. So that's it all about the concept about this, guys. So that is for the today's class. So today, whatever the demo I told, so tomorrow also I'm going to continue the same discussion, like what are the major stages. So if you want to make a machine to train, what are the different steps will be there? All that steps I'm going to explain it in the tomorrow's class, guys. Okay. So that's it for the today's class from my side. So as I told guys, today, tomorrow, it will be demos of data science and machine learning. Any questions regarding whatever the questions you have, you can ask me. And after that, I'll start with some 2 days of Python. I'll start with that. And once, if you guys and 6:30 AM people, if both of them are on the same page, same level, I'm going to just combine both of your batches, guys. Okay. So that is our action plan for the next coming days. So just 5 minutes is there, guys. 5-10 minutes I can spare, no problem. So if you have any questions, so feel free to ask me, guys. Don't hesitate anything. So always questions are always welcome. So for any kind of a questions related to some many technical concepts related things. Yeah. Anyone, guys? Any questions if you have?
Nothing, sir. Everything.
Yeah, fine. Everything is fine. Right. Remaining, anyone?
Hi, sir.
Yeah, hi.
Actually, I have four plus years of experience as a database developer, and I want to shift to the data science. I have gone through the number of videos on the YouTube regarding the data science, and I come to know that most of the part in the data science was like SQL. But here in our curriculum, there was no SQL topics as of my knowledge. May I know the reason why it was like this?
No. It's completely, it is wrong. I'm clearly saying that it is completely wrong. So we don't use any SQL. Why we don't use SQL? Why? Because SQL only works only on a structured data. See, whatever you are going to, what I say is, whatever you do it in SQL, everything we do it by with the help of a Python only. So it's not that you have to learn SQL mandatory to do that. Even I'm saying that, no, I'm clearly, we are delivering a training in XLR related to data science course. We are going to teach you MySQL there. Yes. How many days? 15 days we'll teach them. Only the basic concepts only we are going to teach them. Remaining, they have to learn the things actually. So I'm not saying that we don't do SQL, but whatever you do it in SQL, what that to which level of SQL is required? Only just the whatever the where clauses, group bys, having clauses, okay, order bys and joins. Only these are the topics that are required in SQL, because SQL works only with the structured data only. But today I told you one point, most of the data is going to be there in the unstructured format. Most of the data is an unstructured format. So you require a language which is going to work with an unstructured format. So here also we do the filtering the data. Here also we are going to do the grouping of the data. So if you are familiar with SQL, let us say that I have a CSV file was there. You know SQL. For example, you know only SQL. Let us say that I have a CSV file was there. Then how can you access the CSV file? What you are going to do? First, the CSV file, you have to load it into a database system, and then you have to perform the action, whatever the operation you want to do that. But here I don't do that kind of an applications. What I am going to do is directly I will read the data from a CSV file. So it is going to be pd.read underscore CSV. Let us just an example. I'm just showing the example. It is better than your SQL I can do. Better than your SQL. It is going to be, this is your some just a basic data. I'm showing you something called as an cars dot, which is going to be the data. Whatever you do, the same thing I'm going to do it here. But I can work with any kind of a system. SQL works only with the structured data, only in a tabular format. But here I can read the data from CSV file. I can read the data from XML sheets. I can read the data from Excel sheets, XML files, JSON files. I can read the data from any kind of a data. I can store it. Now, obviously, if you are familiar with SQL, how do you do it? For example, I want to know how many models of cars are there. Each and every model, how many cars are there? I'm just telling about SQL. Let's imagine that it's a table. You will write like this: select, which is going to be, I say, model comma, which is going to be count of star from, which is going to be cars. I can say group by, which is going to be cars. Sorry, group by model. This is what the query, generally in SQL, we are going to write it. This query won't works here. This is a query what the people has to do that. But in Python, what I am going to do now? Cars dot model dot, it is going to be value counts. Over. Same process, whatever you do it in SQL, I'm going to do it in as part of the Python. But advantage is I can work with everything, even joins also I'm going to work. Joins I'm going to work with group bys, I'm going to work with every concept, whatever you do, every concept I'll do it here. I can work with any kind of a data. I can read the data from, even if I can read that, sorry, if you may get it out. If the data is in database system, then what you will do? That also I'm going to do that. That also I'm going to read the data. So pd dot, which is going to be read underscore, which is going to be, we are having SQL is there. So directly we can read the data from an SQL query. I can read the data from an SQL table, and I can perform the operations. So whatever the operations you do it in SQL, same operations, but without using SQL, we do that. So nowadays, no SQL is better than the SQL. SQL, yes, I'm not till even nowadays also I'll teach the SQL concepts. Even whenever I go to some corporate trainings, so they're asking for SQL, but very little priority. Why? Because they want to make the people to understand that these activities, what we can do that. That too, they can work only for the structured data only they can work. If data is structured, they can work. But if the data is non-structured, operational systems works by using relational databases, but analytical system, our main area is analytical, not the database management. You are not maintaining an operational systems here now. We are completely working on analytics part. So we always prefer, as an analytics part, we are going to always prefer, which is going to be NoSQL kind of a things we are going to be working with that. SQL versus if you talk about NoSQL. So where is SQL will be used? Where is a non-SQL will be gets used? So non-SQL is going to be mostly for analytics. SQL is going to be used mostly for operational purpose. So if you have a knowledge, okay, well and good. Even if you don't have the knowledge also, it does not matter with that, because all that procedures, functions, those topics are not at all required for us. It's not at all required. Same, because we are not doing any business operations here now. We are doing only business analysis. So SQL is not mandatory. It is optional.
Yeah,
right?
got it, sir.
Yeah.
So one more thing, may I know the duration of this course?
Yeah, your voice is breaking. Can you repeat it?
May I know the duration of this course?
It's 5 months, more than 5 months.
Oh.
Okay, because a lot of things are there: machine learning, deep learning, NLP. We have a lot of things are there, and subject is new to the students also. We cannot compare with C language, and we cannot directly go ahead with that. It's all about some techniques, some different types of methodologies we are going to use it. Finally, the target is to understand the data. So that is our main concepts here now.
I have another doubt.
Yeah,
Whether
yeah,
I
go
can
ahead.
ask it now or
Yeah,
not,
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, sure.
Actually, I have 4 years of experience.
Mm,
If
mm,
I learn this data science and I
mm,
want to move to the data science job,
mm.
whether I need to put this 4 years as a data, I have worked on data science, or else I can keep 4 years I worked on database developer, and now I want to learn. I learned this and I'm trying in.
No, no.
No, in what
You
way I
should.
have to mention the resume?
You have to mention. So, for example, what is your previous 4 years of experience?
I worked as a database developer.
Okay, it's a better. Then what you do is 2 days, sorry, 2 years you put it on database development, and 2 years you put it on the data, put it in the data science.
Okay, got it.
Okay, and it's a good opportunity because being you have already worked as a database developer, you know every skill, like you have the exposure to the data. So you know that in database, what you are going to do is we do all the will you do any analytics or only for data management only?
Among that, 1 year I have worked on Python ETL tool. We have some
Okay, so
customized
you
tool
will
called
extract
String.
and we do it. Okay, that is
Yeah,
also helps a lot because Python you are going to be using here now.
yeah.
But you have used the Python. I don't know how much extent you have been used. But for ETL means what you are going to do is you are going to read, merge them, process them, clean up them, and then you are going to write it into some other database system or a CSV file. So here we are going to be mostly works with analytics part. You have an exposure to the data. So what type of data will be there, how the data will be there. At least you know about the data structures. So if you can just closely correlate that particular data with this particular application, then it is easily we can get a job. So the people who are having exposure to the data, they can move to the data science related roles. If you come from Java or something like that, I'm not saying that they can't find the jobs, but there's a little bit confusion in connecting these things here. What is data? Because they don't have that much exposure to the data, so they cannot correlate those particular things. So up to there, they worked on Java, correlating, writing some programs, applications, etc. So for them, it is a little bit difficulty to correlate. But the guys like who are already having the exposure like you, so they can easily correlate that particular concept. Once if I teach you this concept, when I'm teaching a concept, you can correlate with your scenario. Okay, I applied this. So in the place of that, I can explain that, okay, I have applied this kind of a machine learning concept, this type of analytics we have been done. So we can correlate that, and that you can explain it in the interview point of view. What is your experience? What are the scenarios you implemented? You can explain those particular concepts.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
For the clarity.
fine. Yeah. Anyone, guys? Any other questions?
So weekly, how many days class will be there?
6 days. 6 days we'll be having. Only just the first week is first 2 weeks only. We don't have any class on Saturdays, but normally regular classes are going to be 6 days a week.
And the timings will be?
As I told you, 6:30 a.m. IST
Okay.
to 8 a.m. IST. Only for these demos only, you have to join at 5:30 a.m. IST.
Okay. Every day is from 5:30 or
No. For 4 days, we have to attend at 5:30. So
Okay.
you have some demos will be there. And
Okay.
then I will make you to join at 6:30 a.m. 6:30 a.m. was already started. Some group of people already started. They
Okay.
started their learning slowly. They are currently in the beginning topics only. So in this 4 days, I'll cover whatever the topics they have covered. And then I'm going to merge you to the 6:30 a.m. batch.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And another question.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question. So,
Just Vijay.
database train.
Vijay, just if you don't mind, yeah, he's asking some question. No? Let's complete. Yes, Gangopachay, you can go ahead.
Oh, how much mathematics is required for this?
Yeah, it's not. You need not to learn any maths by yourself. If you are capable to understand whatever the maths I explain, that is sufficient. Okay, you don't require that much maths is required. It's not a higher level maths, but if I explain your formula, and if I give some data and ask you to apply the formula, if you are in a position to apply the formula, that is sufficient for me. Addition, subtractions, multiplication, divisions. That is sufficient for me, not more than that.
And statistics syllabus, I was saying that how much statistics?
Yes, even the statistics analysis will be there. Every algorithm is going to be based on some kind of a statistical concepts. Like some depends on probability, some depends on some linear algebra. So there is going to be some stats concept is going to be required. So whatever that is also the part of your machine learning course itself. So whenever I'm teaching some kind of an algorithms and some concepts, you have to just understand the statistics. You need not to see what is the standard deviation. If you understand that, that is sufficient. How to calculate standard deviation? It is not required for us. What is standard deviation tells you. What is a quantile will tell you. How to calculate it? It's not required. So I'll teach that. I'm also going to teach you that particular concepts. If you are capable to understand that, take it. Otherwise, leave it. No problem at all. But what is that standard deviation represent? If you know that point, that is sufficient with that. What is the formula for that? We don't calculate anything. For example, here you don't know what is standard deviation for this particular car's price. Just quickly, guys, I'll finish off it because other guys are waiting there. So it is going to be cars dot, which is going to be price dot. You don't know what is standard deviation, but you can easily calculate what is going to be the standard deviation. That's it. Python will help you to calculate it. Only thing you have to know that what is the standard deviation represents. What is the formula for standard deviation? Not required because Python provides you the functionality for standard deviation.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
You got the point. You know what is standard deviation. What is the formula? Square root of which is going to be x minus x bar divided by n minus 1. It is a square root of variance. All this calculation. It is good to know. I'm saying that it is good to know. Okay, well and good. You can understand, well and good. If you don't understand, leave it, no problem. Python will help you directly, but you try to understand what is the 3122, what is the standard deviation represents. So by using this, what you can conclude there, that is the main important point. Remaining is not required for us.
Okay.
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 Fine. Yes. Yeah. Go ahead, guys. Somebody is asking. Yes, I forgot your name.
Yeah,
Yeah, Vijay. Yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah, Vijay.
at the end of this train, I'm mainly looking for to learn the AI and ML concepts and deep learning everything. So, at the end of the training, what will be? Are we able to create any chatbot like programs?
Yes.
Will
Yes.
we get that much training you will
Yes.
provide?
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Specifically, you are talking about a chatbot, right? So chatbot is an application related to NLP. We have a practical example on the chatbot. We do the chatbot example practically in our class itself. So specifically, as you are talking about a chatbot, I'm talking about that. Yes, you are having some machine learning. So our main target is to, what is a chatbot? Chatbot is nothing but first we have to make the machine to get some kind of a training based on the words that are occurring in the chat, basically. So based on that, the machine will identify that, okay, this person is talking about so-and-so subject. According to that, whatever the response we have to give it. Okay, so there is a chatbot application is there in our training. There is a specifically 4 days, there is an application on the chatbot. It's not about chatbot. You will be in a position to make the machine to train. So how to evaluate the machine? So developing a machine learning model. By the end of this course, you will be in a position to make the machine to be trained. That's it. That is what I can.
Yeah, I can. At the end of this training, I can able to learn how can I train the model, how can I create a model, and then use that model for any of my applications.
Absolutely, we can do that. Training,
Not
evaluation.
for any database tool, because the data science where you are mentioning always, right? So I'm just thinking of it. It's not related to any database learning or database tools. It's purely for AI, ML, and deep learning NLP concepts, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Okay. Fine. Yeah. Anyone's guess? Yeah. So thanks all of you guys. Guys, the other batch of people, as I told you, 630 people are waiting there. They're messaging me, saying that the class, we are unable to join the class. So thanks all of you guys. Please attend the demos. It's free of, you can attend. You will get some knowledge, guys, like what exactly we are going to be. So why? Because we have seen so many people are having a different doubts technically. So I'll clarify all your technical doubts. Then you can decide, okay, I can learn data science, I can fit into the data science role. So whether I can learn it or not, how much extent maths is required, you will get all the clarifications. Then you can take a decisions. Okay. So thanks all of you for today, guys. I'll see you tomorrow at same time and with the same link, guys.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you all of you guys. Thanks. Thank you all of you guys.